YouTube, welcome to the top 8 grand finale plus the top deck list of the Meta Weekly with the brand new ban list that didn't really do much to the game as we all expected. So good job, Konami, on that. Despite that, by watching as long as you can, that greatly supports this video. Liking, commenting, and subscribing is also great. Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Sending our original Sinful, we have Ash and Imperm. So when exactly do we want to be using either card here? Not ashing the original, saving it for the effect of Ash or Oak to summon a monster from the deck, but we have Imperm or that Ash. I would say ashing the 1-for-1 could be a good idea here. We're going to link this off into Link Karibo, 1-for-1, discard, come forth, and summon. And just as I'm saying, that is the way. 1-for-1, negate. I do not think so. Very well done. Now, with our own Imperm, that could be good against the opposing Ash, which they have a Call by the Grave, which does not counter the Impermanence. Again, showing the importance of Impermanence. You have no excuse to not be playing 3, with Snake Eyes being the most prevalent and best deck in the meta. Imperm is the way. Link Karibo reducing to 0. Now, we do have the original Sinful for our guaranteed follow-up. Guaranteed follow-up being able to add a level 1 fire from the deck to our hand. What is good here? But does the Call by the Grave stop the original? Let's read this card. It is stating that you have to banish this card to target a monster, and if you Call by the Grave that monster, do you still add? Well, it says add, then place the targeted monster at the bottom of the deck. So Call by the Grave does not stop the original Sinful searching the deck. We still got Ash though. Ash negate, that's great. We could called by onto the Ash if they were to search an Ash, then try to make plays with it. Now that would negate our own Ash if we were to summon it on the next turn. We got Maxi though. Do we Maxi right now? Yes, within the draw phase, get him good, but that finger was waiting. Finger the C. Ain't no freaking way. And now that they are completely spent, we're gonna speed this up because there's not much else to do but to just win the game. He knows it, we know it, we all know it. Let's hop into game 2. Diablo Star, come forth, activating to grab from the deck the original Sinful, not using our Impermanence, saving it for the Ash. This is when we use that Imperm. It is the most obvious and best use of our Impermanence. Very nice. Now, Crossout Designate is one of the good cards that would help you stop a card like Impermanence. Set our Imperm back to you. Droll, Ash, and Imperm. So what do we do with our Imperm and Ash? Did not use it, but Droll could be a good use here. Unfortunately, that now enables the Triple Tactics talent to look at the hand and get rid of the Ash, as the Impermanence will be negated by the Crossout Designate. Setting up the Flame Burst, send the Poplar, summon for the deck Oak. Oak is going to reborn the Poplar back onto the field here. We did not use Impermanence onto the Oak. The Ash is already negated from being able to summon to the deck. What are we saving Impermanence for? This is kind of interesting. Come forth, Flame Burst trigger from the graveyard, reborn 2 level 1 fires from the grave. Link this off into our Link Karibo. Further linking this off into Dark. Dark's still a Dark monster, which will be that Diablo Star. And that's where you say, hail no. You're not stealing the Diablo Star. And that's where you say, hell yeah, we are stealing that Diablo Star, which will work even under a Droll and Lockbird. Let's do it. Let's take it. It's mine. Even under Droll, we're gonna set a card from the deck. Come to me, Wanted Seeker, which not a big deal, not usable this turn. Further linking this up into the Promethean Princess. Promethean Reborn, a fire from the grave. Come forth, Flame Burge. Have we pushed a card into the back row yet? We have not. Pushing that Link Karibo back, 8,700 damage. Lethal. Is that 2-0? Did I mess up the scores? Damn. Let's go. Let's go. Triple Tactics talent, very good in the mirror match because of a lot of the cards that are going to be used in the main phase. Max C in the standby phase, playing around triple tactics talent. Imperm onto the Mad Love, which generally is a no-no. The Caesar and the Borger could return it back to dodge the impermanence. It did work out. Rock of the Vanquisher, even under Max C, adding the Mad Love back to our hand here. We have the Vanquish Snow Devil, which could potentially wipe out the entire field of monsters non-targeting. Chaining Ash to negate the 1-for-1, as we can now follow up with triple tactics talent to draw 2 if we want to. I do think we need a level 1 to use that Where Art Thou with, generally never using it to draw 2. This is the moment, a really good card to be drawing there. Grabbing our Kurikara, ready to tribute off the Rock of the Vanquisher and any newly summoned monsters. Where Art Thouing our Poplar from the deck to the hand. Could have been confusing. Ash, add Kurikara, what are you doing? Poplar, grabbing the field spell, and now we're using the non-target field wipe. This is it. Wipe the entire field and burn for 1800 damage, including our own monster getting wiped. By not activating the Mad Love, the Divine Incarnate will not be tributing it. We do lose life points due to not summoning the Divine Incarnate that we searched for. I think it has to be normal summoned even, right? The Where Art Thou says if you did not normal summon the added monster, you're burning for 2k in the end phase. Ash is going to be negating the Max C as we're attempting to summon not once, but multiple times here. The Oak gets summoned. The Oak then summons an Ash. The Ash could then add a Poplar, which could then summon. This could have been draw 3 off of that field spell activation, so negating that Ash, the Max C with the Ash was a good idea, I think so. Adding back the Mad Love, we still have our normal summon. Ash negating the Ash from adding a Poplar to then get summoning. Okay. That could be respectable, potentially. Mad Love searching our deck for our Dust Devil, giving us the ability to flip a card on the field face down. Now, sadly, the field spell is boosting up level 1s to be quite large. Where Art Thou's, all 3 of them between the hand and graveyard are here. We need to have a level 1 on the field in order to even activate it. This is kind of a preview of what Bonfire is going to be looking like. You Where Art Thou, you'll trade it for the Bonfire if that's a card you're playing. Link Kariboing it up as we then trigger the Poplar to equip an Ash into our back row. It's not even a hard once per turn like Bonfire is. Atoning. What is up with your deck? Are you playing a 40-card deck? Is this 40 cards? How do you have room for all of this? Magician Souls, special summoning by sending a Diablo Star. Nightmare Phoenix is co-linked, so it will pop the back row, and it's going to draw. So we're going to be flipping down 1 card on the field here. Get flipping the newly summoned Ash. I think Oak's been here for a while, so you don't want to flip that down. It would flip right back up. Oak send the back row Ash to summon a Flame Burst from the deck. Flame Burst is going to target the Mad Love, pushing it into the back row. Happy to see that there's no Caesar, no Borger to spin it back to the hand here. Apollo USA with the triple monster negates. The Rock of the Vanquisher is not even going to bother activating. We also have Chicken Game in the deck. Chicken Game, Where Art Thou, Magician Souls. It's kind of a spicy build here. And to battle we go with the field spell giving us 10,000 damage. Would the field spell still be used without the attack boost? Yes. So it's just unnecessary. I guess it's kind of like the Tearlament Scream, giving the attack reduction, it still would be used. It's just Konami just stacking too many unnecessary effects onto already good cards. We got the Pot of E, Pot of P, can't use both. We're going for that draw 2 instead of digging, and I guess the Pot of P would have been better. That is quite unfortunate. We have our Chicken Game to draw a card here. Send to the grave with our Diablo Star. A nice little combo there. Setting up an original Sinful Spoil from the deck. Get ready to Max C in response to this, but this does play into a Gamma if we were playing around that. Still, we're not activating the Max C. Ash on summon, searching for the Poplar. Poplar activates special summoning onto the field. Now we're going to Max C, respecting the Gamma, but they have Ash, they have Called By, they have Triple Tactics Talent. We are going to get decimated. This is so unfair. Why did we not open up Raisin? Even game 1, you summoned Mad Love. Where is your Raisin? Where is your Stake Your Soul? Where is it? You had the pots, but they didn't draw into what you needed. So are we going to blame not using Pot of P? Maybe that's the problem here. Now, the argument could be, I Pot of E, they Ash, then I Pot of P. If I Pot of P, they Ash, I can't Pot of E. So I feel like we had to Pot of E because of a card like Ash. Where art thou? Grabbing the Magician's Soul. Magician's Soul sending Diablo Star to special summon. Magician's Soul could also send a card like the Chicken Game to draw up to 2 cards. You have Poplar equipping the Ash, come forth and Shokan into the Nightmare Phoenix, co-linked with the Link Karibo. We're going to be drawing a card after discarding that Call by the Grave, drawing into a Wanted Seeker for our Diablo Star, which has already been summoned this turn, so not a big deal. But the Wanted will also draw an additional card here into our Nibiru. We have Promethean Princess to summon a fire monster in the grave, also triggering the Flameburst to summon up to 2 level 1 fires. Let's speed this up. Ash is here. Thank you, Field Spell, again. Again, the Field Spell, but boosting up these tiny level 1s to give us lethal damage. That is a 2-0 victory. Doyen, link off into Dark Infant. We did Maxi before that link off. Am I looking for Harmonic Synchro Fusion this week? What the heck is that? Well, for what deck? I don't know what that is. Maxi before the subtraction gets special summoned here, and just like that, we are done. We had no play. This is nothing. Doyen, subtraction, ain't no way. Damn. Wait, isn't it better to have make an Allenbert instead of a Dark Infant? Didn't we screw up here? Doyen, subtract, Allenbert, circular. Yeah, this wasn't correct. But we got Max Seed anyway. Earthbound searches that card. Okay, I'll look into it. We have Unicorn eating up an Impermanence. I mean, that's crazy. When Imperm is best used on an Ash, Unicorn eats that Imperm. I guess you just sold me on playing a card like Unicorn. I'm sold. Droplet, negate. Just like that. Very well done. We've been seeing from some Chinese tournaments for Master Duel that they're playing Kashtira in the main deck. They got the Unicorn, they got the Fenrir. Are they playing cards like a Rise Heart? No. They're not playing a Rise Heart. Original Sinful, send a summon, Oak, activate, Reborn the Ash. We're going to speed this up because we have nothing. We have 0 disruption. Nothing's going on here. Equip the Flameburst, send the Flameburst, summon a Flameburst, trigger the Flameburst, summon. And thank you, Field Spell, for boosting up our field to over 11,000 damage. They definitely needed that boost. Let's get to it. Imperm again. Unicorn is eating these impermanences left and right. And we even have the cross-out designate to negate that impermanence, meaning the next imperm is also negated for the turn. Damn. Could even normal summon Ash, make a Baron de Flor off of this if we want to. Huh? That's exactly what we're doing. Baron de Flor is here. So if you want to play cards like Ghost Mourner, additional level 3 tuners, which are pretty good against Snake Eyes, that's an even more consistent way to get your Baron de Flors in the field. All right, Prakaria, the card you scooped for. Imperm, negate, Baron de Flor, negate. Do not think so. We are negating that negate. Sigma is a free special summon here. Apollo has 3 negates on it, now dropping down to 2. So 2 negates on Apollo, plus a Link summon with Masquerena. Did we not summon Promethean Princess? We did not. Where is our Promethean? We even played 2 in our extra deck, and we didn't summon it. Okay, sure. Down to double disruption here. Summoning our Masquerena from the back row. Wow, okay, sure. The question was, would you like Masquerena to eat the battle phase? And Masquerena said, yes, eat the battle phase. Otherwise, it's telling you they're ending their main phase, and then you would activate Masquerena, then they would maintain the main phase. So Masquerena guaranteed another turn. Apollo USA, negate. Very nice. All right, Further linking this up into Dark Infant. Dark Infant searching for the field spell. Speaking on ending the main phase to try to have the Masquerena be activated, that is the proper way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the TCG, which people to this very day, I still see, they declare the battle phase instead of ending the main phase. That's not correct. Your opponent's not supposed to know that you're going into the battle phase. This is not even controversial. I promise you it's in the rulings. I say ending the main phase, and if the opponent says okay, then I say battle phase. Like, you don't really consent to the battle phase enter itself. You consent to ending your main phase, which could either be the end of the turn or the battle phase. Wanted in the draw phase, playing around the Droll. Let's speed up the turn 1. Interesting that we could have made a boar load to protect this, or we did this to protect the boar load. Now, we can't do it with Promethean on the fields because we're locked in a fire only, but we could have done it earlier before the Promethean. But we have the finger anyway. But we could pretend like this was maybe an impermanence on, okay, you know, saving Veiler or Imperm for Flameburge. That is interesting. That is interesting. Doesn't that mean Bystials are good? To just banish the Masquerena for putting so much emphasis on that Masquerena? And you could Bystial the Linkuriboh for their Borreload Savage Dragon, or Bystial the Masquerena. Does that then mean DD Crow is actually good? Do we go back to DD Crow? Reborning the Formula Synchron, drawing with the Wanted Seeker, returning back to the deck for that random draw. Let's get to it. Got big plays. Got Baron to floor, Apollo USA multiple negates, probably 4 negates. Yep, got about 5 disruptions here. We are also not using Veiler. Well, we did Finger Veiler, so our Veiler is negated, to be fair, because we remembered that we're not allowed to do that. So Baron plus Quadra negate with Baron to floor. I should say Apollo, that is. Poplar being triggered after being added. And this is why Triple Tactics talent is good, besides it being negated by Baron to floor. If we could force out Baron to negate something else, then we could take control of the Apollo USA. The Quadra negate will be ours. We also have to worry about even Nibiru being in the equation here, which is going to mess some things up. You know, we got gas. We got Field Spell. We got Diablo Star. We opened up with Ash. We got plays. Masquerena is going into that giant untargetable Apollo USA 3200 attack, Quadra negate, and we still have that Omni negate with Baron to floor. Now, TTT does not target when we want to take control. I'm surprised. I just thought of this now. How did they not censor her belly button? That's actually shocking. Equip into the back row the Poplar. Field Spell is here. If you summon, I then summon from my own back row or yours. Linkuriboh, Poplar get equipping. Triggering the Field Spell to steal the Flameburge. You gotta be careful about that. That's what happens. We gave them a free Flameburge. Now, to be fair, they already activated the effect of Flameburge to steal a back row. Ooh, we are going into Goddess. Goddess will activate to negate the entire field. Baron to floor cannot negate. Apollo cannot negate. Guess what card can negate? The Veiler. But the Veiler got fingered on the previous turn. So we are getting full field negated, and we negated our own card that could negate the full field negate, mate. Hot damn. Holy moly. That just freaking happened. Apollo down to 0. Baron no negate. Wow. Goddess is insane. Now, you know, maybe one of you are thinking, like, why? Why? She is unaffected by any effect that does not directly target her. You have to target her to affect her. She's also not affected by the Nibiru. Nibiru triggered up the entire field. Let's get to it. Triggering the Flameburge. Reborn. Fire, fire. Let's do this. I can't believe we're going to win against turn 1 Elf, Baron to floor, Quadra, Apollo USA. even having Nibiru. This is crazy. I can't believe this. Reborning that Flame Burst with our Promethean, activate Flame Burst, push it into the back row, and then we just actually have game. How do we have game? This duel needs to be studied. You need to go back to this. You got to rewatch this. How? We had almost essentially what was a first turn kill, and we did not win. That's insanity. Poplar is a turn 1 combo. It's not ideal, but it is still something. Can't search the field spell, unfortunately. We do have the finger for the Max C, and we have the finger for the Ash also. We got double finger, and triple tactics talent could also choose to look at the hand if we want. Now, what do you do when the hand has 2 1-card starters? Return the Ash, they have Seeker. Return Seeker, they have Ash. So maybe we just return the triple tactics. Because they have 2 1-card starters, they are also extensions. They extend on top of the 1-card combo. They make them even better. So we maybe still lessen the next turn by returning one of them. Or, as we were saying, triple tactics talent being a good one to return back. Ash into the second finger. Just like that, negate. Now, Lemon broke an incredible turn 1 play. Can we do it again? Double fingered on the Ash and Max C. So they are negated for 2 turns here. Let's speed this up and let's see what Lemon's response to a big turn 1 play will be. Masquerina, trigger the Flame Burst, summon 2 level 1 fires, link this up, Promethean Princess, reborn from the grave, a fire. Further linking this up into the Amblo Whale, put a Masquerina into the back row. Not as good as game 1, but this is still good. This is still a triple negate, possibly 4, the triple negate Apollo USA plus the pop of the Promethean Princess, so about 4 disruptions here. And let's do it. Ash is here. We're going to summon that Masquerina. It's worth noting we played around impermanence by waiting for the Ash. By not using it early, you would get impermed otherwise. So you wait for there to be a card on the field before committing to the Masquerina. Poplar trigger, and we're going in. We're going in for that triple monster negate. No, we're not. We're going to Goddess. You Goddess me, I Goddess you. So what happens here, Poplar would be Chainlink 1, because we're turn player. Then Chainlink 2 would be Goddess to negate the Poplar. So we didn't even activate Poplar because we knew it would be negated. Gotcha. Damn. The Poplar search would be negated by Goddess. Perfect timing to Goddess. Perfect timing. And we still have our Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess is ready on special summon to get poppin'. Damn. For both players, the use of Goddess is just perfect. Searching for the Diablo Star. Come for us. And, you know, Anima needs to be used to stop the Goddess. That's right. And Anima is not that widely used. Anima, about 15% usage from people getting Master 1 and top in tournaments. But maybe that will change. Send the Linkuriboh, summon the Oak. Oak can get negated by the Goddess, which we did not. Okay. We're saving it for the Flame Burge, yes? Save for the Flame Burge instead. Poplar equip into the back row. My favorite deck right now. I don't know, I can't say Snake Eye because that would be cringe, right? Oak send, summon from the deck, another Flame Burge from the deck. We don't have a way to chain link block the Flame Burge, but we could target the Goddess, spin it back, and then use the effect of Flame Burge to reborn from the grave, which will no longer be negated. This is it. Maybe Infernoble. Infernoble Makonko is a pretty fun deck. I was having fun with TG. Those are recent decks I was playing. TG, Snake Eyes. Stealing the opposing Masquerina. Further linking this up into an Apollo USA. Again, we're going second and we're winning. This is Lemon, you're crazy. Reborn from the grave, and that's game. That is game. Hold up. We're further going into more plays here. Wait, Oh, we already battled. Oh my gosh, why didn't you go to battle phase 2? You fool. Okay, that's fine. BP2, BP2. Field spell, equip into the back row. All right. And then we're going to be Ash negating. It is no longer under the lingering negate of the finger. Negate. Not searching the deck for a level 1. Huh? Wow. Whew. Nothing. No play. Unfreaking believable. Negating the search. That's at the end of the entire freaking turn. Now we're going to try it ourselves, searching for our Ash, which is what you wanted to do. Kind of have to be careful here. Field spell versus field spell. How does this work? Well, you know, they're just going to take a monster on our summon. That's it. That's how that works. We summon, they're going to get summoning. So how do we stop that? Ash, trigger field spell. Field spell, summon Flameburge. Flameburge, trigger your field spell. You target, then Flameburge will target what you're targeting to summon it on their fields. But the Apollo can negate. You're not going to be able to chain link block the quick effect of Flameburge. That's not possible. So we have that very easy negate. Negate. But we got Veiler, mate, and we cannot negate again after negating within the same chain. Got him. But we have Triple Tactics Talent. Triple Tactics Talent could take control of the Flameburge. We made sure to summon into defense for this reason. So keeping in mind that the Triple Tactics Talent could be a thing. Triggering the Promethean Princess, come forth, summon, get poppin', trigger the Flameburge to summon up to 2 level 1 fires from the grave. Just flood the fields so that we do not lose this turn, right? We are going to be triggering, then the non-turn player, triggering. We're done triggering, reborn from the grave. Oak and Ash, Amblo Whale, reborn the dark, get poppin'. The goddess dies to Promethean Princess. Now, what chain link was Promethean Princess? The Promethean Princess made sure to be on chain link 1, then chain link blocked by the Amblo Whale. Then we know that our own Flameburge was not going to block the Promethean from being negated by the goddess. Ash activates. Oak reborn from the grave as we are searching. We could also search for a Poplar to summon from our hand if we want to. Further flooding up the field for protection. Very nice. Activating Poplar, chaining Poplar to Poplar. And we got our full field. Aaron is not losing this turn. Ain't no way. Or are they? Ida is now here. Ida ready to steal a fire monster from the opposing player's graveyard. Stealing a Flameburge would be the way. Now, have we activated Flameburge yet? We have not. We're going to push a monster into the back row, push back that Promethean Princess, reborn. To battle we go. Okay, we weren't going to make some sort of Zealantis play here. Interesting. Linkuriboh, reducing the dark to 0, attack, clear up this entire field. 3,800 to the face here. And let's see how we end this up. There's no Masquerena. The Flameburge could steal a monster from either player's graveyard. This is no disruption. What is this? Do we have at least our Promethean Princess? No, because it's on the fields. What is going on? We couldn't Salamangreat get the Promethean into the grave, right? Firelock? What? Yeah, didn't use talents either. I think we're low on time. We're low on time. He didn't forget. He's low on time. The time is low. And at the start of the turn, we gain 20 seconds. So we're back in the game with 20 seconds. Low timer. Send Promethean, summon the Ash. That could trigger our field spell. We're passing on the trigger to instead Veiler the Ash. You can't Veil, then trigger the field spell. You have to choose to trigger first. Normal summon max C. Hida is here. Hida gets stealing the opponent's Oak. Oak reborn the Poplar. Oak sending itself plus the Poplar to summon from the deck our Flameburge. We could target any monster in the field, pushing it into the back row. Now both field spells are ready to be activated whenever. The Flameburge is pushing Flameburge, which will then summon Flameburge. So, okay, sure, force the activation just to replace it with another one. actually giving back our own Flame Burst to our back row, also triggering our field spell and triggering our Promethean Princess. Let's get to it. Pop it up, getting the Ambler Whale into the graveyard, which could be quite scary. The Ambler Whale is looking for a Link 3 or lower to be destroyed. If a Link 3 or lower is destroyed on either side of the field, it's going to activate to pop a card non-targeting. Phoenix on summon will activate to pop the field spell. We haven't activated the field spell yet, so we'll be on the higher chain link, being the non-turn player to, in response to the Phoenix, summon a monster from your back row. Very nice. Trigger the Ash, searching for the Jet Synchron. Further linking this up into a World Sea Dragon Zealantis, banishing the entire field to just reborn it back onto the field. Let's speed this up. Flame Burst Dragon, Oak, Ash, fully boosted by our field spell. We have 11,000 damage on the field. We can summon monsters face up, face down. Promethean, Dark, Hida, to battle we go. Where was our own Promethean? We didn't want to trigger it. We already triggered the Promethean. By destroying the Link, both Ambler Whales are activating. Non-target destroy into non-target destroy. Taking out the Ambler Whale, taking out the face down. Goodbye to the Hida. Hida, when destroyed, would be searching for a fire with 1,500 or less defense from your deck. Now we have our Maxi. Promethean Reborn. The opposing Flame Burge is not doing anything really at the moment. We non-link summoned. What did I say? Non-link summoned? Oh, right, correct. So the Hida has to be link summoned. If this link, it's kind of like a fusion summoned Mirror Jade. So thank you for that note. A fusion summoned Mirror Jade will only activate when it leaves the field. Only a link summoned Hida will activate when destroyed. So thank you. So Zealantis just screws that up. Mess it up. All right. Get Reborning, Poplar and Oak, Sunlight Wolf, recycle a fire monster in the graveyard back to our hand. Come back to me. How are we on turn 6? This is wild. Summoning the Ash, further linking off into a Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Unicorn on summon, discard a card, spin a card in the field, back into the deck. I feel like Nightmare Unicorn hasn't really been being used as much. I think it's going up in usage. Maxi, in response to the Promethean Princess attempting to summon for the grave, we're going to chain summon with Flame Burst before the Maxi resolves to get one less draw off of that effect. Link Kuriboh, chain Link Kuriboh, double Link Kuriboh, chain Link 6. Is there anything else you would like to add to the chain? Let's start resolving. Link Kuriboh to reduce an opposing monster to 0 attack on its attack. Summon, summon, summon. Promethean Princess, get wiping. Come forth, Promethean. Let's get to it. Ghost Mourner is now here. Interesting. Triggering our Promethean with your Promethean. We double pop it up. We triple tactics talent. Take control. Give me your Oak. And unfortunately, our Oak is not boosted, but we can at least clear up the entire field. Now, surely the game is coming to an end, right? Well, in the graveyard, they have Original Sinful to search their deck, which could get negated by Ash. So that is something there. But the deck is full of one-card combos. And we now just somehow triggered the field spell to summon a Flame Burst onto the field as we now push it back. Get back there. What can we top deck into? Nibiru. Kind of late on that Nibiru. Original Sinful. We have to Ash. Just Ash it. Just Ash it. Negate. I do not think so, mate. Negate the Original Sinful. You will not be searching. Okay. Oh, that's it. That's a 2-0 in the top 8. Just like that. Lemon going second. Back-to-back, both duels. Very well done from both players. Thank you for that great display. Now, there was a moment where I believe Lemon was really low on time, so they were forced to not play suboptimally, but they just had to forego many effects. They were not able to go through a full Zealantis line, activate the triple tactics talent, further linking off the Promethean into the Sunlight Wolf. They just couldn't. They did not have the time to do so. Diablo Star for Diablo Star. Activate to set up in the back row our Original Sinful. Summon our Poplar. Poplar grab our Divine Temple to set up into our back row our Oak. We're now making Link Kuriboh. Poplar equipping itself into the back row. Original Sinful send the Poplar to then get Max Seed as the crossout designate negates the Max Seed, but then we summon Ash to then get negated by Impermanence. Now, what do? We have an Oak in the back row, and we're negated by Imperm. Not good. So we're going to be going off into a Masquerina into the Promethean Princess. Reborn the Ash. Now, the Ash is no longer negated by the Impermanence. Very well done. Wow. That was a really interesting way to make your play. Unfortunately, we could not keep the Flame Burge on the fields, but we could if we use Oak to summon one from the deck, at least. So, damn. We did it. Not even a problem. We have assembled Nightingale for the mirror match to ensure that we survive the next turn. Beautiful. How's Masquerina going to be summoned? If the opponent summons anything, that will trigger the field spell summoning her on the field. You don't even need the Flame Burst to summon her. What the hell is going on? Tributing to summon Linkuriboh. We're fully protected. Full protection. Activate the assembled Nightingale. We take 0 damage this turn, guaranteeing another turn. Okay. Wanted Seeker grabbing the Diabolus Star. As soon as we summon, that will trigger our field spell to summon Flame Burst, which will then summon Masquerina. First, your triggers happen, then we start triggering afterward. Trigger summon, and then we will choose when we want to summon that Masquerina. Now, I'm curious if we're going to be co-linked with the Zealantis to make it activatable during the battle phase to non-target pop up to 2 cards in the fields. We are, in fact, getting that Masquerina out and ready. Under the lingering protection of the Nightingale, we are now making an Apollo USA. Keeping Nightingale on the field instead of making a 4-material Apollo. That's interesting. Okay. Ash searching for the Kurikara. Oak reborning the Poplar. Linkuriboh to protect the Apollo USA from being attacked into by the Diablo Star. We're now going to take control of the Apollo USA. Follow up with the Ash. We're protected from any potential hand traps here thanks to your own Apollo. But we are under max C, so we're getting really screwed up by that. Setting up our own Divine Temple. Ash, Send Itself plus the Poplar, summoning from the deck. Flame Burge Dragon with the ability to push a card on the field. Into the back row you go with the Nightingale. Now we have Hida. Hida ready to steal. All under max C, and we can't inflict lethal damage. It's not possible. We're taking 0 battle damage and you're under max C. You're overcooking. You can't win. It's not possible. Flame Burst triggering. Access code Talker also gonna get boosting. Boost up the 6,300 attack. We have over 12,000 damage on the field. Linkuriboh is now here. Now we're going to get potentially Nibiru. We could chain Nibiru to the Apollo USA. Oh my gosh. We just drew the Nibiru, right? We drew it. We just drew it. Tributing that entire field that we put so much effort into building up, with the opponent now at 8 cards in their hand, now drawing into a 9th. We just don't care anymore. We're still going. Ash negate the original Sinful from summoning from the deck. Reminder, the Nightingale has made it so we're not taking battle damage this turn. Wow. Okay. Very good job. Atoning is playing the deck differently, and I'm excited to see it. I am here for it. Many people believe that this is enough. You don't have to Heat Soul, you don't have to Elf into Borreload, into Baron to Floor. Are they correct with that line of thinking? Ash, activate, trigger the field spell. Now, get ready for Mourner. I keep on saying how good Mourner is, but I don't really see it being used. So this is gonna be a really good showcase of how good the Mourner actually is. Now, Ash just searched for a Kurikara. By the way, not a Poplar. Flame Burge, reborning. Now, okay, on the activation of the field spell. So by chaining Flame Burge to the field spell activation, it was not technically resolved on the fields, when your summon happened. So your summon happened before the field spell resolved, thus the field spell does not trigger. That was the last moment, and that's what you should do. Chain a summon to stop this from triggering. Masquerena activating. Get ready to link this up. Not going into a goddess here. We have Apollo USA. We know that Kurikara was added and it is activatable. The Apollo USA is triggering the field spell. We are not going to finger the Flameburge. We're allowing it. We're keeping it. What are we saving Called By for? And now that we activated the Apollo USA, the Kurikara contributed. This is scary. You just can't feel safe going first against Snake Eyes. They have an incredibly powerful turn 2 play. Did not finger the princess. What are we saving our finger for? We're getting fingered. Goodbye to Ashe. Just like that. They're not holding back with theirs. Maybe Magician Souls wants to send the finger to draw more cards instead. Potentially. Poplar trigger. Magician Soul sending 1 for 1 in Poplar to draw 2. Into our Wanted Seeker, grabbing our Diablo Star, our second copy. We have already used up our normal summon. We are now discarding Diablo Star to summon Diablo Star, triggering Diablo Star to then get Ghost Mourned. Is this what our Called By is for? Yes, it is. Negate and banish the Mourner. And as far as disruption goes, we're done. We're cooked. There's nothing left we could do. Now, if we pop the princess, that could trigger the Anvil Whale to pop a card in the field. That is something. So you do want to be careful about that. Send the Linkuriboh to summon the Oak. Oak activate. Reborn from the banish pile or graveyard. Sending the field spell to then summon from the deck our Flameburge. Now, our Flameburge has not activated any of its effects yet. Has not reborn, has not put a card into the back row. Push the princess back. Link this up into Hida. Hida's going to get ready to steal. What are we stealing? We're stealing your Flameburge. Your Flameburge is mine. Further linking it up into Celine Navidad. Now, Celine Navidad can only summon to where she's pointing to. Make sure you remember that. I definitely never made that mistake of summoning her into the main monster zones. She will summon a Diablo Star from the hand or graveyard into defense, so it can't summon a Link. Into now access code Talker. Think about this. Yeah, I mean, if you're a Sky Striker player, you already know, but this is a 2-card combo into access code Talker. You 2 cards into a Charmer, Charmer steal, and then you go into Celine, then you go into access code Talker from 2 cards. Now, Sky Strikers were doing that with Crystron Hulk. They would Hulk into Veiler, into Celine, into access code Talker. You pop, and just like that, a very simple 8,000 damage. No Zelantis needed, keeping it simple with the Charmer into Celine, into the Talker. Damn. Atoning is clapping it up all the way into the grand finale. Wanted gets searching. We have no disruption in sight, so let's speed on through the full combo. What do you do if you have a Wanted and no other card? So actually, take good notes of this. This would be if you normal summoned Ashe. Same play. Same play. And what would happen here is on these 3 monsters being summoned, the opponent's field would light up. Boom. That is when it would tell you they have Nibiru. Right here. This would be it. Nibiru is here. And then you have the option to just go into an Apollo USA, or you could just further keep on cooking, because what's going to happen if they Nibiru? Your Flameburge will summon, your Flameburge will put the Masquerena in the back row. Who cares, right? We're going into the Apollo. Oak, send the Flameburge. Now, because you can't Nibiru, we could safely get rid of the Flameburge in the back row to then have a field like this instead. This is how the TCG are doing it. Playing around impermanence, waiting for there to be a body on the field to summon our Masquerena from the back row. Apollo USA, negate. All right, that was the trigger effect. We're now going into a Nightmare Unicorn. It unfortunately is not co-linked, so we do not get a draw in addition to this spin. Call by the Grave, fingering the Flame Burst, which will be affecting both players for 2 turns. We are cross out designating. Negate the finger. Very well done. Now, let's speed this up. Reborning 2 level 1 fires. Ash could grab Poplar, which could summon. The Oak is grabbing a Poplar from the grave to summon. We're instead going to focus on the follow-up instead of more bodies on the fields. And, I mean, look at that. You spun my Unicorn, I then summon another Unicorn. I have not committed to a normal summon yet. I am on the fence about using Kashtira in Snake Eye. It won a Chinese tournament. It's doing well in our tournament. You know, it got top 4, didn't do well there, of course, but, you know, I could see the appeal. Valor on Poplar, I do not agree, but we have Impermanence also. Because we have Imperm and Valor, sure. Just loosen them up with the Valor, which I feel was just pretty much wasted here. Oh gosh, like, damn. I feel like we got outplayed so bad because we already have this. We have full combo after your double disruption that we didn't negate, we didn't cross out, we didn't finger it. Uh-oh. Should have just saved it for Ash, huh? Well, let's go. Let's see what happens. We played through 4 disruption. We're going to be summoning that Masquerena in response to the activation here. Ready to get Lincoln off. Does the alternative art version of Masquerena wink at you? Triple Tactics talent to take control. This is why this card is so damn good. We're going to be chain Lincoln. Lincoln the entire field. Here's an Amblo Whale. Take it. It's yours. You're not going to take an Apollo USA. I do not think so. Wow. Like, all our disruptions are gone. A Triple Tactics talent, 8 up. 1, 2, 3, 4 disruptions. 1 card, minus 4 disruptions. Poof, they're gone. Wow. If that doesn't sell you on TTT, I don't know what will. That is also a card you're going to need. Imperm, Valor, TTT. Is Valor better than TTT, though? That's a question. I think they're quite equal, in a way. Grabbing the Diablo Star. We are going to Link Karibo this up. We are taking the Maxi Challenge, it looks like. We got to be careful about Nibiru ending our turn. No Nibiru in sight, not yet. And we are still vulnerable to a potential Nibiru play. Link Kariboing in response to attempting to push our card into the back row. And we're just battle phasing it with 10,000 damage on the field. Is this lethal? Yes, it is. Taking the Maxi Challenge. Triple Tactics talent, completely dismantling the entire field. Damn. Grand finale. Hajime. Lemon going second. We're opening this up against 0 hand traps in sight. Now, Lemon is no stranger to going second and winning on that turn. Making crazy plays with Triple Tactics talent, wiping out the whole field essentially. Making crazy plays with Goddess, negating full field monsters like Apollo and Baron to Floor, which can't stop a Goddess from negating them. So let's see what Lemon could do. We are setting up with the Divine Temple. This is the standard 1-card Ash play, all right? So 1-card Ash, this is how people are playing it. Zelantis. So remember this field. I'm not saying I agree with making a Zelantis here. I'm trying to figure out why we're doing that. This is kind of questionable, but getting to this point is the new standard way, and then know when to check for Nibiru, and then you branch off into the other ways of playing. But he's been doing this all day. He's been making turn 1 Zealantis all freaking day. Ashing Ash is questionable to me. We're gonna 1-for-1 discard a monster to summon a Poplar. Has to discard a monster. Grabbing our Divine Temple. Divine Temple goes hard in the mirror match. It is a wild card. And maybe we want, are we gonna chain Masquerena before it is resolving? Okay. This needs to be resolved before it could activate to special summon a monster from the back, or we are going into Goddess. Now, Goddess will be able to negate the ability to special summon a monster from the graveyard, and this is activating on summon. The Goddess is going to be able to negate all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. So if the Ash has not activated yet to summon a monster from the deck, it's essentially now impermanenced. It's Veilored. It's negated. It cannot summon. Oak is going to be reborning the Poplar, as the field spell is also triggering off of our summons. Let's get to it. Adding a Kurikara to be used on the next turn if we could survive this turn. Building up a wall of monsters to protect us. Triggering the field spell to grab as we use the Promethean Princess to take out the newly summoned Flameburge, which could push the Underworld Goddess into our back row, so we do want to protect Goddess. Link Karibo protecting us from an attack. We are co-linked with Goddess, by the way. So we do have the ability to non-target pop 2 cards during the battle phase. And you could argue that our monsters are mispositioned here, as if we had the Promethean co-linked to the Goddess, I believe this would pop an additional card, right? Per co-linked card is what you're going to be able to do. Yeah, the number of co-linked monsters would have been pop 3 non-target. Goddess negate, no chain link block for that Flameburst, reborning 2 monsters from the grave. Very interesting, and the battle phase is too scary. We can't enter it. The Zealantis is locking down the battle phase. Oak Reborn, the Ash, we're sitting on that finger. When do we finger that grave? When? We're turning back to the deck to randomly draw into a Veiler. We have Hida. Hida could steal a monster from our graveyard. By stealing the Amblo Whale, we're gonna then link it off into our own Zealantis. Huh? Now making a Promethean Princess to reborn a monster from the grave. Get reborning. Now, this is going to be kind of interesting. Zealantis pops on resolution, so whoever activates it first loses. You can't activate it, because the Chainlink 2 Zealantis will turn off the Chainlink 1 Zealantis. I've never seen this happen before. But your Zealantis counts the co-links that the opponent controls also, right? The Chainlink 2 Zealantis is going to be popping like 20 cards. Let's read this. It is co-linked on the entire field, including the opponent's fields. So we have 2 co-links. All right. Hello, you forgot to summon my Zealantis, mate. Wow. The monster zones are so full, you just choose to summon it last, and then it doesn't get summoned. It's gone. What the hell? Now we're finally fingering that princess. Negate and banish. All right, and now we are the only ones with our Zealantis, which the Goddess is still unstoppable, except we can destroy it by battle. It can't be destroyed right now because it's unaffected. Wiping out Promethean and the other. Link Karibo to stop the first attack. We are big enough to take out, or at least suicide into the Goddess here. But our goal was to just survive, and we did. So atoning has succeeded. Impermanence dead for our turn. Of course, the field spell in our back row messing up its use. The Ash is activating and not getting Veilored. I don't think Veiler has been fingered recently, so we're just waiting on the ideal use of Veiler. When do we want to use it? We also do not have a Promethean in the graveyard. Getting rid of our Kurikara because we have to discard a monster. You can't send another card. Now making Celine Navidad. Is this when we use the Veiler? Well, you could Veiler on the resolution of the access code talker, which is much better. So just wait for access code talker, then we Veil. That's going to be a big play. Veiler for access code talker is going to be the best play here, I believe so. We just added back Kurikara after discarding it, and it is activatable. What the hail? Toggle on. Right now. On resolution, Veiler negated. Done. It's over. No Baboost, no pop, no banish. We got triple tactics talent, though, for plan B. Take control. This Mad Lad's playing access code talker and Zealantis. A lot of people took out access code talker for the Zealantis. Further linking this up into a Nightmare Unicorn, which is co-linked. So we're going to draw a card also after popping your back row. Did anything activate for the Kurikara? Zealantis has not activated. The Diablo Star has not activated. That is our random draw due to the co-link. Now grabbing our Diablo Star. Now, being co-linked means the monster cannot be destroyed by battle. So is that going to mess things up? We're protecting it from being destroyed. And because we're co-linked, you gave me... Was it worth it to draw? Was it worth it? Because you got to draw, but I get to pop, and I can't be destroyed by battle. Goodbye to the Ambler Whale. Goodbye to the field spell. Triggering the Ambler Whale to reborn from the graveyard Arhida. It's okay. We're going to Zeus up the entire field. Downward in... Are you running a 20-card extra deck? How do you have room for all of this nonsense? I don't think you're playing Synchros, right? There's no Synchros. We only have 2 cards left in our extra deck. We've almost went through everything. Diablo Star Reborning, which will set a card in the field, but we only have 1 material left on the Zeus. Gia, the gate is getting opened. Kurikara to take over the Diablo Star as we now take control of a monster from the grave during the end phase. What's it going to be? So what's interesting here is, let's say they normal summon a Maxi, and then they activate the original Sinful. You chain impermanence, right, to negate? No, you have to imperm early. You have to imperm on the summon. As soon as you pass to the summoned game state and it's now in an open game state, you cannot use impermanence to negate. What are we stealing? Your oak. Your oak is mine. Summon Mourner, imperm the Mourner. Now. No, we waited too long. Okay, sure, I'll imperm you instead. It just would have been funnier to imperm the Mourner. Fine, fine, fine. Wanted is going to be returning back in the deck to, wow, that's a pretty good draw, but I did not activate any monster effects this turn. I only impermed you, and I have no way to trick you into activating. So what do? Set TTT is a bluff, bluffing our triple tactics talent. We don't have anything. We got nothing. There's nothing we could do whatsoever. Zeus now has double material. A Link 3 or lower has been destroyed to the Ambler Whale from both players are being triggered, by the way. I forgot about that. Non-target, pop the Kurikara, you're off the field. You're going another turn? What? We did not have game. We lost our one-turn kill play. We should have further cooked. It's okay. Zeus, wipe up the... When you thought it was over, it was not over. So do not forget the whale. The whale is something. Lethal damage taken this into game 2. Wow. We are imperming that Ash. Just like that. Can't finger it. Can't triple tactics talent it. That's it. Now we have to hope that the Ash gets used on something like the 1-for-1 so that we could finally, we could use both. We could finger the Ash. We could then draw 2 or look at the hand. So now that we have gotten through all of the disruptions, let's speed this up. Let's do it. That's a pretty good level 1 to top deck, sending a Diablo Star from the deck to the grave. We're going to pop it right here, right now, before the Wear Out Now can be used. We can now triple tactics talent. I'm thinking we're going to draw 2. Yep. We could still normal summon. Chicken game, we could still draw into a level 1. Level 1, that's a 3. That does not work with the Where Art Thou. This should have been Bonfire. If it were Bonfire, which is what the TCG and OCG has, we could have popped off, we would have been good. So, you know what? That just happens. That happens. Let's speed this up. Let's wrap up this duel. Obviously, game 2 is done. Further Lincoln into the dark. Dark could steal a dark. Thank you for the Magician's Souls. I'm going to drop to 2 cards. Ooh, another impermanence. Maybe I'll add the card to my main deck. We now have a Unicorn. Unicorn spinning the Chicken Game back into the deck. Chicken Game actually protects you from being lethal, so you did have to deal with it. Very well done. Game 3. Ash activate. Ashing the Ash, which I don't agree with. I think a lot of people don't agree with it. Lemon agrees with doing it, so we'll let Lemon cook. Let's see. Chicken Game drawing into our own Ash. We could then send the Chicken Game. That's efficient. Draw a card and being a face-up card to send with Diablo Star, send with Ash, send with Oak. Sure. That's pretty nice. Poplar grabbing the field spell, and we are now using the field spell to equip into the back row our Snake Eye Flameburst Dragon. By keeping this in the back row, it's going to be anti-Nibiru. The Nibiru that triggers the field spell to then summon. Well, our turn 1 sucked. There's no other really way to put it. That's 0 disruption off of getting ashed. So, okay. Snake Eye Ash triggering our field spell to summon a Flameburst. We have to pray that the Ash Nibiru will be our main play. And what happens here is we Ash, it gets called by Fingered, then they TTT, they return our Nibiru, then we lose. That's it. So if we activate Ash before Nibiru, it's over. So let's count these summons here. Summon number 2. Oh no, it's happening. It's happening. Just like that, Ash is now fingered and negated. And the Nibiru is also going to be gone. We're going to be looking at that hand, return back Nibiru. Ash is, of course, a hard once per turn. This is it. Summoning in Ash. We are going to Ghost Mourner that Ash. Thank you. On its special summon. You do not get to add a Poplar, then summon Poplar. We're going to Divine Temple, equipping the Flameburst. Are we going to use this card or no? We're on summon number 3. Bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're going to get Nibiru'd. Huh? 4-5. That's it. You just got Nibiru'd. And now you just have this. Huh? Okay. You could get Nibiru now. Flameburst trigger. Holy crap, that's a huge Nibiru. That's huge. Am I missing something? Was this not activatable for some reason? Why we no look at hand? We activated effects in the main phase, right? Huh? Ain't no way that just happened. What? Read Flameburst? What am I reading? You can't activate Triple Tactics talent? Oh gosh. Now, I'm gonna take control. Linking this up into Hida. Hida, steal from the opposing graveyard. Come forth, give me your Oak. We already activated Oak. We're then gonna link off into Promethean. Promethean reborn from the graveyard here. We got our Flameburst, Flamebursion. Flameburst push into the back row that Nibiru. To battle we go. Nibiru reduced, I should say, Linkariba reduced into 0 onto the Promethean Princess as we then wipe out the Poplar. Poplar equipping the Flameburst Dragon. And we have no disruption at all. Nothing. Now, on the summon that could trigger the field spell to steal Flameburst if we want to. Poplar, we're not triggering our field spell, we're gonna wait. Also, Flameburst could summon the back row. We could, get summoning. Alrighty. we are summoning our Nibiru onto the fields. Hida is now here. Poplar triggering to equip into the back row. The Promethean Princess is locking us in a fire only, so if there's any non-fires in the back row, we can't summon it with our field spell. Hida gets stealing the opposing Flame Burst from the grave. Flame Burst get pushing the Flame Burst. We are now grabbing a level 1 Magician Souls. Bonfire can't do that. Magician Souls is here, triggering the field spell to summon our own Flame Burst onto the fields. We're then linking this off into Celine Navidad. Celine into Access Code Talker. That is going to be 5,300 attack with the ability to pop not 1, not 2, but 3 cards on the field plus 5,300 attack. Wipe 3 cards off the field. Non-target. Pop number 1. Goodbye, Promethean. We're not going to be further cooking yet. We're popping Promethean, then triggering Promethean, it looks like. Yes. Okay. Access Code Talker's dead. The Phoenix protects from battle destruction, not card effect destruction. The Nightmare Dog would protect from card effect. I'm not saying that they thought that would happen. I do not think so, but just an example of what would have protected it. Flame Burst being triggered, summoning an Oak and an Ash. Ash, activate Oak, Chain Link, block it, reborn from the graveyard. Okay. Poplar will be activating to search for the next turn here. We have Original Sinful for the next turn. Sending our set card for our Diablo Star. Wanted, which was just sent to the graveyard, will be returning the Original Sinful to randomly draw into our Impermanence as we further link this up into our Promethean Princess. Activate Promethean, reborn the Oak, Oak, reborn the Ash, further linking into our Ambler Whale. Whale, as we now go into a World Sea Dragon Zealantis. Manish, the entire field to reborn it back on the field in the exact positions we want to. This is what Black Dragon Ninja would do. When you would banish their monsters and then you would banish your Black Dragon Ninja, you could then summon their monsters however you want. Come forth and summon. This will trigger our Promethean Princess by summoning their monsters onto their fields. Pop an Ash, pop an Promethean. Do we have game still? Like, 10,000 damage? We got game. This is game. Full field wipe, 10,000 damage. Wipe the entire field clean. And just like that, attack for game. Lethal damage. Zealantis lethal. Yes. What you don't really think about is when your opponent steals your Flame Burst and you banish their Flame Burst, that's your Flame Burst, you summon it to your field with the Zealantis effect. It returns back the original controllers that own the cards. That's what makes Zealantis so crazy, in addition to it already being crazy. That was great. Meta Weekly top decks. What is the top 16 breakdown going to look like? Holy moly, that is a tier 0 representation, if you ask me. 9 out of the top 16, that's trending towards tier 0, right? If you were to go back to, I believe, April is when tier limit was tier 0, we would see something quite similar to this. Tier limit on release looks like this. 10 out of top 16. Now, it's taken a little bit longer for people to come on over to the Snake Eyes side, but 10 out of top 16. Oh my, wait, then Sword Soul somehow won that. They were main deck in Dimensional Fissure, to be fair, and then Protoss locking them out for the win, so that was kind of weird. But yeah, holy moly, 9 out of the top 16. Let's get to the deck list. Boda in the top 16 playing Birch. That's kind of interesting. Where art thou? That is the other point of interest here. Very nice. Moving on. Then we have Boss with Vanquish Soul. Anything too crazy or interesting? Not really. Looking quite standard. We then have Kyo with Sword Soul. Got the one Summit. Pretty cool. Not playing Protoss. No Protoss. We're in a fire meta, and I guess popping fire is kind of awkward because, well, we're going to summon Shaman of Tenyi, then pop it, or the Sinister Sovereign. I think those are the fires, yep. What else is fire? Nothing else it looks like on first glance. Normal summon Ash, then pop it. We then have April with branded Sword Soul. 50 cards, no longer playing grass. We are out with grass. We had the devastating limited to 1 branded opening hit that I completely forgot about. We are abiding by the new ban list. This is with the extra deck. There you go, good job. And then we have Mobile X. 40 cards, clean, double veil, double triple T. We got Nibiru for the cross-out designate. Yup, that's great. Let's keep on going. We then have Arca Delta sneaking their way into the top 16 with Infernoble. 45 cards. Very nice. And yup, all about summoning Isold into the highest win rate card when summoned. 85% win rate on the official rankings. Not to slow things down, but there you go. Look at that. Number 1. That's why you want to play the deck. Moving on, we have the branded 60 card Abo mod. Limited to 1 branded opening. We got grass in our build here. There is the extra deck, nothing too crazy. Moving on, we then have that banana phone playing Fucho. Not Nightingale, not the Slacker. We got the Fucho for our rank 1 exceed play here. While we didn't make Zeus with it, we guaranteed another turn by just summoning it, ending, can't be destroyed by battle, unaffected by everything. Something to consider. Okay, good job. And then we have Aaron. Aaron with what is looking to be super standard, standard on standard, triple imperm, triple veiler, 1 triple T, very nice. And then we have Biggie Cheese, Ignister. Your deck didn't even play Parallel Exceed, but you know what? Konami went there anyway. I don't know why, didn't make any sense, sure. We have Nod 3Q with more Vanquish Soul. Nice to see you. Vanquish Soul could play Dimension Shifter, which could give you a bunch of free wins. Sure. Matty Pin with another standard-looking version of Snake Eyes. And then we have Abin. Abin with Kashtira. We got Birth, we got Unicorn, and gee, are we really not playing Fenrir in this deck? Can you double-check the Abin's deck list, please? No Fenrir. Okay, maybe. And, okay, yeah, all right, so I guess you'd special summon Unicorn and then normal summon Ash. You could then make a Baron to Floor, then you do the full combo with Diablo Star while protected with the Baron to Floor. That's something, and the Birth is pretty cool to reborn the Unicorn back in the field. Yeah, Abin, playing Fenrir. Not playing Fenrir. Purposely not playing Fenrir. We don't got room. Interesting. JP Will Hewitt with Ghost Mourner. No Veiler. Double Nibiru. Okay. Very nice. And then we have Lemon, 2nd place. Triple Veil, triple Imperm, triple Nibiru, 1 Ghost Mourner. We're at 40 cards. Triple Tactics Talent. Wow. Yup. And very nicely done. Let's go on over to first place here with Atoning for My Sins. 40 card deck. I'm surprised you're playing 40 because you have triple Chicken Game, triple Where Art Thou, Magician Souls, and yeah, you know, we just had room to cook with some different cards that other people are not really playing as much of. The extra deck was quite interesting also. Making the assembled Nightingale turn 1, even just you were playing the deck quite interesting, making the Zelantis turn 1, playing Access Code Talker alongside it, you know, Charmer going into Selene into the Access Code Talker. That's not a new undiscovered play. It's just something that a lot of people took out of their deck in favor of Zelantis, especially if you want to play Jet Synchron. You don't really have room for that, or at least you wouldn't have room for the Zeus engine. So if you don't play Jet Synchron, this is what you get to do. Zeus or the Charmer, Selene into Access Code Talker. And I'm happy to have seen you play and do well and win the whole thing. Good job to you. And thank you for everyone watching. Let's go.